Hey, it's Christina with Tinagirl Travels, and today I'm going to show you everything that you're going to need to know about taking a BC ferry from Horseshoe Bay in West Vancouver across to Departure Bay in Nanaimo. Let's go check it out. As you head towards the ferry terminal in Horseshoe Bay, you will be driving on Highway 1, the Trans-Canada Highway. If you're coming from the north, you'll be on Highway 99, and as you can see, it's a beautiful, wide, well-marked highway, and you should have no trouble finding your way. I'll show you on this map, we'll be traveling from Horseshoe Bay to Nanaimo and back again. I reserved a spot on the ferry online with a $10 deposit to hold our spot. And I'm sure glad we did because the ferries were sold out for all the sailings. So I highly recommend doing that. And I'll post a link below in the description to the BC Ferry site so you can do the same thing. When we pulled up to the ticket booth, Keith just showed them the reservation printout, paid the rest of the fare, and we were on our way. We've been placed in lane 2 and your booking guarantees you a space on that confirmed sailing. As we drive down our lane, you'll see there's lots of vehicles to the right side of us. And there are ferries leaving this port going to Langdale and Bowen Island in the Sunshine Coast as well. So that's where those cars are going. If you book in advance, you can arrive up to 2 hours ahead, which is what we did. In Horseshoe Bay, arriving early is a lot of fun as you can just lock up your vehicle and walk into the village. You need to be back at your car no later than 30 minutes before sailing. And I have a cool little video coming up showing you what the village of Horseshoe Bay is like and what you can expect there. If you don't want to leave your car for too long, or if you find you have a short amount of time to wait, there are a few stands right near the line that you can check out. There was a fruit stand literally right next to our truck, and then there's the Good Karma Cafe just off to your right. We have time, so we're just going to head into the village of Horseshoe Bay. Here you can see the village access, and make sure you bring your ticket with you so you can get back to your car because you're basically walking through the terminal. So we walked around the park and popped into a few stores, and then we picked up some fish and chips and a salad from a place called Troll's Takeout, and it was really good. If you're a walk-on passenger, you can see that there's plenty of parking here. And if you're coming from the island as a walk-on, there's a taxi stand here where you can grab a cab to take you to Vancouver. Like I said earlier, you need to be at your car and ready to roll 30 minutes before sailing, and they were right on time. We saw quite a few people scrambling to get into their vehicles, and once the line starts rolling, it moves pretty fast, and nobody is going to wait around for you to get in your car. Just watch this car up ahead. There's nobody in it, so we all had to drive around it. If you end up having to go around someone's car like that, no big deal. Just head back into your lane and carry on. Here we go. As we drive up to the ferry, you'll see that you are directed the entire way by the staff. We were directed to park on the top deck. This deck is for vehicles up to 7 feet high and 20 feet long, as well as motorcycles. The bottom deck held vehicles with trailers and oversized vehicles like transport trucks. Sailing out of Horseshoe Bay is so beautiful. The shorelines, the cute cabins, the water, it's all so picturesque. So make sure you have your camera ready and with you. The trip across will take about an hour and 40 minutes, and make sure to keep your eyes open for sea life. You may be lucky enough to see some whales, and a few weeks ago we took a whale watching tour with Prince of Wales right along the same crossing, and we saw a humpback whale. I have a video you might like to watch on that tour, and I'll link that at the end of this video. we sailed on the Queen of Cowichan. There are vending machines and there's a cafe where you can get some food and drinks, and there's also kind of a fun little gift shop. If you're planning a trip to Vancouver Island, or you're from the island and planning a trip to the mainland, have a look at the BC Ferries vacation packages. Again, I'll post a link to that below in my description as well. I found this information just now as I was putting together this video, and I was kind of blown away with the pricing. Until I realized that it was per person based on double occupancy. But still, I think there are deals to be had there, and it's worth a look. The prices include your ferry crossing as well as hotel. So we're traveling in 2020 during COVID times. So you'll notice people are wearing masks and some of the seats are taped off, and hopefully it won't always be like this. BC Ferries has some really cool things that you can do while you're on board. Sailings from Tsawwassen to Victoria normally have a really great buffet, but there's also the Coast Naturalist program on board where BC Ferries has partnered with Parks Canada and Oceanwise, and their people are on board to offer information on the spectacular scenery and ocean life that you'll come across as you cross over the Strait of Georgia. So the announcements were very garbled and difficult to understand from the car deck. So we didn't hear the one where people who are traveling in vehicles should stay on the vehicle deck unless they need to come up for food or to use the washrooms. Now, this is not usually how things go, but because we're traveling during 2020, they changed the rules. Usually they want everyone out of their vehicles and upstairs. When I booked this sailing at 6:15 out of Horseshoe Bay in August, I didn't realize it would be pretty much a sunset cruise. And we were just mesmerized by the stunning beauty of that evening. It was absolutely gorgeous. If you're looking for the schedule, making a reservation, current conditions, or the current fares, you can find all of that in the link I've added below. Currently, everyone has to carry a mask in order to sail. So let's talk about parking at Horseshoe Bay. And if you're walking on and leaving your car behind, you're looking at $17 for 24 hours and $25.50 for 36 hours and so on. They'll charge you every 12 hours after that. You can get a monthly pass if you're planning to commute regularly. So parking at Departure Bay in Nanaimo is a little cheaper, coming in at $12.50 for 24 hours. You can pay at the machine with Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and in Horseshoe Bay, you can pay by phone using the app Pay by Phone or another app called Hang Tag. If you're walking on, the current fare is $17.20 one way for adults, $8.60 for kids, 5 to 11, and under 5 are free. If you add a vehicle that's up to 20 feet long, you can add $57.50 to that bill. So you'll find all this information and current prices on the site I've listed below. The Queen of Cowichan is almost identical to the Queen of Coquitlam. It's 139 meters long and it was built in 1976. It can carry about 312 cars and 1,494 passengers and crew. Okay, it's time to get off and start our holiday, which I will give you a sneak peek of. First, we're heading to Victoria for a couple of nights and then heading to a place called Coombs, where there are goats on the roof and the best little market where you can buy all kinds of fun things you never thought you needed. From there, we're taking the treacherous road to Ucluelet and Tofino, where we'll eat great food and walk around in the rain and stay a night in a fun little hotel. The next day, we decide we won't stand in line for tacos at Tacofino, but we will stand in line in the pouring rain for chocolate at Tacofino. We take a scary road back to Nanaimo again and stay a couple of nights in a beautiful hotel overlooking the marina. The next day, we take a cute little ferry ride to a place called Protection Island. That is basically where modern-day pirates of the area live. And I'll tell you more about that in an upcoming video. Now it's time to head home, and this is what it looks like to board the ferry from the island side of Departure Bay in Nanaimo. We're catching the 8:45 a.m. ferry, and we arrived at about 7:45. There isn't a cute little village to explore on this side, but there is a market called Nanaimo Key Market that has all kinds of food. It's got a gift shop, washrooms, and a bank machine. So you can check that out if you have time. But remember to be back at your vehicle 30 minutes before sailing time. Again, the sail back to the mainland is just beautiful. If you're traveling with a pet, you can hang out with them on the upper car deck at the front, or they can stay in your car. If you're going out, your pet needs to be on a leash, and pets travel for free. Service dogs are allowed in the passenger areas though.
Hey, thanks for watching Tinagirl Travels today. I hope I was able to help you out. If you liked my video, please give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to my channel so you won't miss out on any of my great upcoming videos. We'll see you next time.